Well, this looks incredibly cursed. That's right, this isn't an AI-generated nightmare. This is the HKS Racing Controller from SteelPlay, or Concept Distribution, or Interworks Unlimited. I'm not really sure. But this is an actual racing controller for the PlayStation 3 that came out in 2012. Oh, this text is so small. Okay, so we've got precision, drift, and power. For precision, they've removed the D-pad and added like a little steering nub thing. For power, they're taking advantage of the analog buttons that the DualShock 3 had, and they've replaced X and square with little foot pedals. Drift, I'm not really sure what they're talking about, just says improves drifting ability. Doesn't really say how. Ugh, the D-pad's been relocated over here, which just looks insane. Well, at least the left analog stick's in the right location. And it's not a third-party controller without the ability to reprogram buttons. And it also gives us a gauge for our pressure-sensitive buttons. Whoa, that's a lot of brands I've never heard of before. Their website's right on the top of the box. Looks like we're taking a quick trip to the Wayback Machine. Oh, sadly there's no captures from 2012 when this controller actually came out. Captures from 2017? Oh, so they make Switch accessories now. There's captures from 2024. Is this a company that's still around? Oh, now it's not. Oh no, they've just rebranded. So now they're Lexip. Okay. So at some point, SteelPlay became Lexip. Let's see if we can track down when that occurred. Okay, so they're still SteelPlay in 2018. Still them in 2019 too. Oh, they had a gaming chair in 2020? Okay, so 2021 seems to be the last year that the website said SteelPlay on it. And then there's just kind of nothing until 2022. So sometime between 2020 and 2022, SteelPlay became Lexip. What happens if I just go to steelplay.com normally now? Yep, takes you right to Lexip. But what do these guys make now? They've got a mouse and a mouse pad. Looks like they make some PlayStation controllers. Well, this is all in euros. Okay, so this isn't really a brand that's in the US. Oh, they've made a really ugly pair of Joy-Cons. Why would you shape them this way? Ooh. Well, I tell you what, I don't know anything about Naruto, but that's really cool looking. They've even got like an Assassin's Creed Shadow bundle. That's kind of cool. There's a mouse with a little joystick on the side of it. Why would you want that? I'm not entirely sure if SteelPlay was acquired by Lexip or if SteelPlay became Lexip, but regardless, some form of SteelPlay is still around, I guess, maybe. Ooh, let's get into this thing. Oh, the edge of this is so thick. I don't know if the Slit's gonna be able to do it. Oh! Nice. Oh, there it is. Ooh, that thumbstick's looking really greasy. Ooh, it's gold plated. Oh no! Oh, the backside of it is really sad. Oh no, so the whole backside of this thing has a soft touch finish to it. Oh, and it wants to become oil again. Oh no, that's so sad. Oh, that's really gross. I don't know what to do about that. I don't want to set that on my mouse pad. That's gonna go right there for now. Okay, well, I've got my instructions now. But the only thing interesting in here is that it tells you how to set macros, but realistically, I'm not gonna be doing that. Okay. Oh, even the thumbstick's all gooey. Oh man, that is tragic. Oh, look at how it just like really gives up as soon as your fingers touch it. Oh, that's disgusting. Okay, give me a minute. I'm gonna see if I can't find a way to just like make it less terrible. Okay, that took a while, but now it is no longer horribly greasy. This is probably the part that I rubbed the hardest, and it's just kind of going back to a glossy black plastic. There's still a little bit around the rest of it, but it's no longer sticky anymore, so that's good. Now we can actually look at the controller. So our D-pad has been relocated, replacing our right analog stick. In place of the D-pad, we have a little steering wheel kind of thing, which it's a lot looser than I thought it would be. I thought it would have more resistance than that. Left analog stick is unchanged. Feels, I mean, other than the top of it being incredibly sticky, which sadly I couldn't do anything about. No matter how I tried to clean it, it just becomes sticky again. Here is our square and X button. They're like little gas and brake pedals. And then just above that, we have our triangle and our circle, very small. With how tall the X pedal is, you wouldn't accidentally hit these. Strangest thing about the top here, shoulder buttons feel totally normal. These are not triggers. They're just regular buttons. They really want you to use their weird gas pedal thing. Now, as many of you are aware, there are some racing games where X and square were your gas and brake, but the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 era was when we started migrating to using the triggers. But since these are just buttons, they have included this switch on the back. Can't quite make this out with my camera, but the left side is labeled Need for Speed and the right side is labeled Gran Turismo. I'm not sure which is which yet, but one of those swaps your triggers and your X and square. And this switch that's on the back will let you change whether this is behaving as a left or a right analog stick. All in all, it feels like a DualShock 3 with weird bits to it. You know, DualShock 3 for reference. Although it's interesting, the analog stick doesn't have as much travel. At least it doesn't feel like it does. As far as weight is concerned, I think maybe the DualShock 3 is just a hair heavier. Really tells you just how light this thing is, because this is already a very lightweight controller. Let's see how long of a cable they gave us. Ooh, wow, okay. Yeah, that's about a 10-foot cable. That's kind of nice. Ooh, I plugged it in, and now you can see the little display that it has. All this does is it just kind of tells you how much pressure you're applying. Can't imagine that actually being helpful information. It's just kind of a neat gimmick. Okay, so here we are in Steam input. So we have our left analog stick. Click that switch, we have our right analog stick, so that works as intended. And then the kind of steering wheel thing that they have just does the X-axis on the left analog stick for steering. It'll be interesting to see how that feels in game. Now, something interesting I found out about these triggers is whilst they just kind of feel like buttons, they are pressure sensitive instead of being like a full analog trigger. It just goes down to whatever pressure sensitive pad it's on, and then it just goes off of how much pressure you actually apply to it. So currently, X and square are just X and square, but if I apparently flick this to Need for Speed mode, now the X is behaving as our right trigger, and the square is behaving as the left trigger, which is very helpful, because I'm going to be testing this using a PC and not the PlayStation 3. But what game, I hear you say? Well, I don't play a whole lot of racing games. I prefer playing kart racers, so we're gonna play, in my opinion, the best kart racer that is on the market right now. Let me know in the comments if you've even heard of this game. It only came out recently. If you're unfamiliar with this game, it is a 60-person kart racer. There are 3 rounds. First 2 rounds eliminate 20 players each, and then the final round just comes down to the 20 best racers in the series. Oh, this is gonna be difficult. Square is gonna be the button that I use to drift. Oh boy. Oh, I'm gonna have to change some controls around to make this a little bit more doable. Oh, that's really unpleasant to do on my thumb. Okay, second place, not terrible. Yeah, this little readout that it has on here is basically useless. Just kind of for show. I can't drift how I want, having to move my thumb over the square button like this. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Steering with this weird little steering wheel thing, actually not terrible. Oh, my thumb is starting to hurt so bad from hitting X and square at the same time. No. No, 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 no. Ooh, still came in first. Oh, it really hurts, because I'm having to hold down X the whole time, but then roll my thumb so that way I can hit square, because that is currently left trigger, which is what I would be using to drift in this game. And the drifting kind of works like Mario Kart, where the longer you drift, the more boost you build up. Haven't managed to get the starting boost, which is a little odd. See if I can't catch up to this guy. Oh no, I'm definitely not catching up now. No. Alright, well, for a totally unfamiliar controller that needs some serious rebinding, second place, not too bad. Alright, through the magic of Steam input, I rebound some of the controls, so now this should be a little bit more natural to play. We're gonna go for winning all 3 races now. Oh, I can only do 2 of the emotes. I can either be devil, or I can give you a smooch. Somehow I've managed to turn off the other boosts that I can normally do. Oh well, that's fine. I don't need them. Yeah, steering with this wheel thing, it's definitely takes some getting used to, but it's not the worst thing ever. Although sadly using this means I can't throw items backwards. Oh no. Something, I think there might be a little bit of a dead zone with the X pedal, because I haven't been able to get that starting boost with it. You know, I think it might just take some getting used to. I feel like it's possible that this little mini wheel could make you more accurate at turning, but I'm just so much more used to an analog stick that, I don't know, I don't feel like it'd be all that worth it to switch to using this instead. Yes, I love this track. No, still didn't get that boost. I think there's a weird little dead zone when you start to press down on the X button pedal thing. Through the waterfall. Give me all those boosts. Ooh, how many seconds ahead was I? Hello? Oh, hey, there you go. It's okay, just casual 11 seconds faster. Please, everyone, if you're into kart racers, start playing this. I need competition. Alright, well, granted, kart racers are definitely not what this was designed for. It's very much designed for, you know, Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, stuff like that. It does beg the question whether or not this is better than, like, an actual racing wheel, which I've never used a racing wheel before. Let me know in the comments if you think I should pick one up. The square and X pedals are kind of a neat idea, assuming that triggers didn't become the norm, but they are. The little wheel for steering, honestly, I think you can get pretty good with this. It might be a little bit better than an analog stick. It's hard to tell, but it feels like it has more travel than an analog stick does. Give you a little bit more range of motion in your steering. You know, despite this thing being shockingly usable, don't try and find this thing. Don't try and buy this. People want like $100 for this cursed monstrosity.